Hello and welcome to Gaming Blind, where I, a blind gamer, play video games and see how accessible they are to people like me. My name is Dob, and this is the first accessibility review, where we will start by talking about the game Portal. This being the first accessibility review in the series, I will briefly explain how it will work. First, I will briefly give a brief description of the game. Then, I will rate the game on its blind accessibility with the special scale I made of 4 to 1. 4 meaning the game may not be accessible to any blind or visually impaired person. 3 would mean the game may be accessible to some visually impaired people. 2 meaning the game may be accessible to some severely visually impaired people. And 1, the game most likely is accessible to totally blind people. I will also mention what platform and screen size I played on for reference. And do bear in mind, the results come from my interpretation, so your experience may vary. After the accessibility rating, I will explain the pros and cons of the game through a blind gamer's eyes, and explain the game's accessibility settings if there are any included. So, without further ado, let's start the review. Portal is a 3D single-player puzzle platform game developed by Valve and available on various platforms. You play as Chell, a test subject held in a research facility. You are instructed to complete various tasks and puzzles by using portals and with the help of objects such as the portal gun, buttons, or weighted storage cubes, with the promise of a cake and an escape from the facility in the end. GLaDOS, the robot who operates the entire Aperture Science testing facility, whose voice is one of the only ones you hear throughout your adventure, may not always be trusted so easily. I love this game. I played it since before I lost my vision, which was a couple of years ago now. But if a blind gamer was to play this, would they be able to? For your information, I played Portal on my PC, up close, on a 24-inch 1080p screen. I decided to rate Portal a 3 on the blind accessibility scale. Portal may be accessible to some visually impaired people. First of all, the only accessibility options found in the game settings are for subtitles for the hearing impaired. You may be able to change the screen resolution in the game settings in order to make the menu text and the crosshair a little larger. Now to the game itself. As the game is 3D, there are shades which may help a blind gamer differentiate between various objects. The main colors of the platforms and objects in the game are light grey and dark grey. This may make it hard to see certain pathways, objects, or obstacles. Portals are easier to see, as they are in blue and orange, meaning they are different than the grey floors or walls. Using the portal gun, you may also shoot portals on the light grey surfaces, but not dark, shiny ones, which can also be an advantage when aiming your tool. In some parts of the game, you may also find that when shooting portals, they automatically center themselves for your convenience. Another pro. A thing that may also be easy to see is fire in some parts of the game. Fire obviously is orangey red, but when it appears in the game, the surroundings may also have a reddish gradient. The fire may also be easy to spot when you see that it is animated, so it moves like firewood in real life. More importantly, while a lot of objects you must interact with are grey in colour, a lot of them are also scarlet red. Things like pedestal buttons, which are red themselves but have a blue line below them resembling the letter I, or the floor buttons, which are also large and red. You will also come across acid, which is a brown colour, and may have gooey, slow animation along with harder to see steam particles. Particles are important details in the game. I already mentioned fire and steam emitted by the hazardous acid, but there are more types of particles to be aware of. The first of the few you may encounter is a red thin laser indicating there are turrets nearby. The laser comes from the turret's eyes and they activate when you are in their sight. If you do not see the turrets, you may be fine if you move away fast enough after hearing their voice. You will encounter 2 rocket turrets throughout the game. They come from the ground and are more dangerous than regular turrets because, as the name suggests, they shoot rockets. The rocket turrets, similar to regular turrets, emit a blue laser and attempt to aim it at you. When you hear a beeping noise, move fast because the rocket turret is ready to launch its rockets where you were just standing. At one point in the game, you may notice 3 doors. Each has a hazard behind them. You are warned by a buzzing sound and emitted smoke that a door is about to open. The smoke is hard to see, however. Lastly, you will come across energy pellets, which are hazards to you, but are essential in puzzle solving. They are yellow and translucent, so depending on the background, you may or may not find it harder to see them. I really regret the fact that there is no zoom feature in the game. The feature exists in the game's sequel, Portal 2, but unfortunately, unless there is a mod that does this, not in the original. But here you are. Here is the first ever accessibility review of the Gaming Blind series. I hope you enjoyed and I hope this helped in some way. If you liked this video, or if it did help, please leave a like so I know. You can dislike the video if you didn't like it. Comment suggestions for other things I may have missed out, or games I should play and review. And it'd be very helpful if you shared this video with your fellow blind gamers. Thanks for watching, and thanks for letting me waste your time. Bye bye.